Oh my God, New World Eternum's roadmap finally came out, and there is so many things to talk about. It's hard to even know where to start. I have been saying for months now that the roadmap is going to be what makes or breaks this game. Obviously, the re-release has been a success, but really what's going to determine the future of New World is this roadmap. And I'm not trying to glaze, I'm not trying to freak out too much, but I genuinely feel like this roadmap might be exactly what New World needs to save it, and specifically save PvP and wars. I'm telling you, if you guys are a PvP player, you are going to love this roadmap. But that's enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the roadmap. I am very, very excited to talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump into the roadmap. Now, this was considered a living roadmap is what they called it. It was broken off into 3 sections. It was next season, in development, and in exploration. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the next season first, and then we'll get to the other ones. So with the next season, we're gonna be starting with a seasonal world. We have new OPR map preview, mutated expedition upgrades, new daily solo trials, combat balance updates, new artifacts and perks, and seasonal events and world bosses. Now, I could go through everything on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the things that interest me the most, and a lot of it is the PvP, so let's talk about seasonal worlds. If you guys, essentially what it is, it's kind of like SOD in World of Warcraft in a way. So every 3 months, we're gonna have a seasonal world that's going to reset every time. They did say that this could change. Right now, we are getting PvP seasonal world. So I'll explain that in a second, but what that means is that's gonna be the theme of this seasonal world. Every 3 months, it could very much change. It's not always going to be PvP, but the first one they release will. And I'm obviously excited about that. And what it is they said that they're going to make it to where you can craft certain gear and also this gear can be dropped when you're killed in open world, and the whole world is activated for PvP. So you're losing resources, you're losing gear. It's going to feel like New World Eternum is very dangerous, and I love that. I love the idea that if I die, I lose stuff. I think there's just something awesome about that. It reminds me a lot of like Wilderness and RuneScape. It gives me those vibes. So I'm really excited for this, and also it's just the start. Again, every 3 months it's gonna completely reset, so every 3 months it's almost giving the community and the player base something to do, which is a great thing, is a W. Now let's talk about the next glaring thing in here, the new OPR map. Preview though, asterisk. So it's not going to be a full OPR map drop. What they're doing is they are going to let us, the player base, play the new OPR map that they have working on and give them feedback. And I know that some people might be like, well, that's kind of lame, just give us the OPR map. But I kind of like this in a way because it means that they know what we want, they know that we want a new OPR map, and they know that who better than us to give them the proper feedback on what we feel about it. So I'm kind of here for it because if we can give them proper feedback, and I will be giving a lot of feedback, if we can give them proper feedback as a community, then it's only our fault if it fails. Now, I'm joking, but for real, it's nice that they're incorporating us in a way, and it shows that they have a lot in the works. So then with the mutated expedition upgrades, unified mutations, this means that everything, like, you know, when it comes to like I guess the multipliers, the damages, like if it's fire, if it's void, it just means that all of it's going to be same. Right? It's all going to be the same. So that's going to be good. So you don't have to switch gens out and stuff. Also, something to talk about is the new rewards. They said that there's going to be some kind of craft material for dungeons that you can actually make 725 pieces with in M3s. And that's great because, you know, they're obviously the PvE homies are kind of struggling right now. You know, they don't really have a big reason to run M3s. So this is going to give some people incentive for that. Then obviously you have your combat balance updates, which we definitely need, and then some new arties and perks and such. So but really the biggest things, the biggest takeaways from the next season is going to be the seasonal world. This is going to be huge. Then you have obviously your OPR map preview. This is great for PvP players, and then really kind of making it where M3s are somewhat useful again. So you could say that the next season doesn't seem like it has a whole lot, but from the PvP player in me, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. We get to test out the new OPR map. We get to give some feedback. We get a whole new seasonal world that all of us get to play on. And then even if you're PvE, pretty happy with, you know, making M3s viable. And then you have your new artifacts, perks, all that kind of stuff. So I'm happy with it. Now we are going to be getting into in development. So the way they described in development is pretty much essentially like, it's not obviously next season, but they're already working on it. So maybe like a season after, or maybe 2 seasons after, we don't really know. They didn't give us 100% a time frame on these, but they are working on it like right now. So that's awesome. Let's talk about it. So we have new seasonal worlds, which again, every 3 months, like we said, is going to be happening. In-game progression improvements, new PvP modes. We'll get into that. New mode maps, which is great. Invasions with matchmaking, like an invasion mode. That'd be kind of cool. In-game reputation systems. Barbershop, which is going to be nice. You know, we get to spice our people up. That's cool. Global storage is going to be huge. In-game rewards and system improvements. We need that. Crafting improvements, invasion difficulties, pickup wars, guys. Pickup wars, oh my god, and territory system improvements. So let's talk about some of the ones that I can't wait any longer. Let's talk about pickup wars, dude. This is the biggest thing that I'm excited for. Pickup wars. So how they described this was essentially like you're a company and then you have another company, you can battle, like practice war, you can battle each other, but I don't think there's going to be any merc limits. So again, because you're not really like, it doesn't matter, you know, it's not for anything, it's literally just for practice. So you can choose to sign up and kind of battle each other. So essentially pickup wars, right? This is going to be huge for the game, guys, and especially huge for the war community. This is massive for us because what this is going to do is it's going to give us VODs. It's going to give people who have never been in a war a chance to see what a war feels like, to get a VOD, to showcase, like, because there might be some diamonds in the rough who just haven't had an opportunity yet, and they're finally going to be able to be like, well, look, I'm a good player. I was in a couple pickup wars. Here's a VOD, and there we go. You know, it's going to be great. And also, I want to point out, whenever they were talking about this, it was so refreshing because it almost felt like they knew what the community wanted. You know, and like, I know, whoa, that sounds crazy. Whoa, from AGS, but no, it really does. They were talking about the way that, you know, it's risky to have players who don't have VODs. It's risky to pick these up, you know, from the war scene. It's hard to, because that's why it feels so gatekept, because there is, you know, variables with it. You're not always guaranteed you're gonna win, and if it's because you picked up a bunch of randoms, you might lose. So pickup wars are gonna be huge for wars. It's gonna be massive, and it's gonna be hopefully introducing a lot of new people to the war scene, which is fantastic for the game. So let's talk about the new PvP modes as well. Guys, they talked about capture the flag, which is sick. And capture the flag, I mean, obviously kind of like, probably more like a Warsong Gulch if you're a WoW player. 10v10 more than likely. They didn't really go into specifics, but I'm assuming. Now, when they say another one, they talked about a battle royale. New World Battle Royale. I mean, granted, is Battle Royale a little like, I don't know, unseasoned right now? Probably. I feel like the BR hype is kind of over, but the fact that they're talking about other modes that's not just capture the flag is awesome. Right? I mean, dude, like, even if I don't play Battle Royale, the fact that they're thinking about more PvP modes rather than just like capture the flag shows that they're, you know, they're still cooking on it, and new mode maps. So it's not just one map, they're talking about new arenas maps, new OPR maps. They're working on these right now. New capture the flag maps, like they're working on this stuff. So huge for the PvP community. It's huge. This is something that I thought was pretty cool too. Invasions mode with matchmaking. That's kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big invasion enjoyer, but I'm not gonna lie, guys. I mean, why not? I might queue up for a couple invasions and have some fun. The reason why, I mean, I don't really like invasions in general because it's always been around like war time. So it's like, if I gotta choose to do an invasion or war, I'm doing war. Like, I'm not gonna pick an invasion. But also it's like, the process of it just seems tedious, and I'm not a fan. But if I'm bored, I might queue up a couple invasions. But I know this is going to be really good for the PvE homies, so I'm sure y'all are happy. I'm more of a PvP guy. They did talk about in-game progression improvements. Umbral Shards version 2, I'm a little curious about that. They didn't go into specifications on that. We'll see what that means. So overall, I mean, that's fine. They talked about how the end game is important, and they talked about how obviously New World thrives in like the early and the mid game, but kind of falters on that end game. So I do like that they are acknowledging that. Another thing to think about is the global storage. I know I hit on it earlier, but global storage is going to be big. Global storage is awesome. I mean, it's so annoying right now with the way storage works. The fact that you can get global storage, it'd be such a good quality of life upgrade. So I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Territory system improvements. They talked about this in a way as if it's like, but like the way the territory system works is they talk about it as if they just want to I know it sounds like silly to improve it in a way, but right now it seems very like rudimentary, right? It seems very like basic. They want to try and make it a little more complex. At least that's what I got from it. So we'll see what that necessarily means. Crafting improvements. I know crafters are down bad right now, so good for them, but barbershop is going to be cool too. Just, you know, you want to always feel like you can kind of mess with your character and, you know, give them some sauce. So this is what's in development. I'm excited for it. Again, another W. And to get to the last one, in exploration. So this is essentially what they want to do. They want to do this, but they haven't like started the legwork for it yet. You know what I mean? But it's what they want to do. So we have new weapons, which obviously they said they're working on multiple weapons. Like they want to do multiple weapons. A new raid, which is great. I mean, the Gorgon raid has been an absolute W in my opinion. I think it's been great. Raid difficulty levels. So think like, you know, a hardcore version, things like that. Territory system overhaul, which they need to do, absolutely. Influence tower claim siege with system with building. So essentially changing around the influence towers and stuff from just being all rinkety dinkety wood and stone and actually making them more interesting and fun fighting points. All instant content available in matchmaking. That's fair enough. Company hall with storage. That's something that the community's been asking for a long time. I mean, company hall, we always want that, right? You want to feel like you have customization with your company, and especially storage too. A guild bank. I mean, come on, every MMO has one. Like you want to have a guild bank. But guys, the big one, ranked PvP, baby. Ranked PvP, baby. Dude, I would do anything for some ranked PvP. This is massive. The fact that they're starting to think about ranked PvP, and again, I hope it's not just for arenas. I hope it's for OPR. I hope it's for capture the flag. I hope it's for a lot of things, because I promise you there's so many sweaty PvP players that would be addicted to this. I would be addicted to ranked PvP. I know I would, and there's plenty of people that probably would too. Procedural expeditions with extraction. So I don't really know what that means. They didn't really hit on that too much. New PvE modes. So again, they really didn't talk too much about that. New exploration collection systems. Collection systems, huge. Collection systems could be massive. I mean, look at a game like WoW where, you know, most people that play WoW, like the true end game of World of Warcraft is collecting the toys. Like, I'm not even kidding. Collecting mounts, collecting toys. So I think adding collection systems to New World would be huge for them. End game rewards and systems overhaul, that's kind of basic. Zone up levels, makes sense. We have a lot of like dead zones right now. A new zone, that would be great. We need a new zone. I'm tired of getting zones that are just rehashed. I want a new zone. And a new trade skill. They didn't hint on this or anything, but that's, you know, that's out there. Now, this is weird because they didn't really talk a whole lot about these, because again, it's in exploration. It's not like they have this like down yet, but I think it's cool to see what is on their radar. And to be honest, a lot of this is W's. Like, I think you could look at this whole list and be like, that's a W list. I love the fact that they're looking at all this, right? It feels like, you know, for so long for AGS, we've been cast aside and we've just been chilling. And it's like, man, you know, this, I will say, it feels like this list as a whole, not even this one, but all of them, just feels so intact with the community, and it's a W. It's a fat W from AGS. But my biggest thing from this one is obviously going to be the ranked PvP. I think that's massive. New weapons are obviously sick. I'm anticipating dagger at some point, dual pistols at some point. I would like to see more magic weapons, so like a lightning staff would be cool in my opinion. New raids obviously would be sick, and I would really like to see the influence tower kind of get changed around a little bit. They seem so lackluster right now when it could be just a lot better. So yeah, this is what's in exploration, so pretty cool. But yeah, guys, I kind of wanted to go through the roadmap with you guys and kind of give you guys my opinions on it, because a lot of people have been asking. We watched it on stream, but I wanted to kind of put it in a format out here on YouTube so people can still check in on it. Honestly, I'm excited. My opinion is this is a fat W. I think this, I think this is probably the most in touch AGS has ever been with its community. I think when you look at everything on that roadmap, it leads to somebody in the community saying that they want this, right? It doesn't feel like this is just like a bunch of, corporate heads in the office like, yeah, they want this, they want that. No, like this actually does genuinely feel like AGS is listening to us. They know what we want. And it's just so cool, man. I think this is a W. And I know everybody called me a coper. Everybody for months, everybody said that, New World's chalked, it's cooked, it's done. But I was kind of believing because I love this freaking game and I love this community. And it's so cool to see that AGS is showing that they still love it too. So nothing but W's around here. I'm excited. You guys know I'm going to be obviously keeping up with everything. And if you want to stay tuned in, you want to stay keeping up, hit that like, hit that sub. I'm always out here. I'm going to be posting a lot more on YouTube. I hope you guys liked the video, but it is time for Willie to get out of here. Peace, later, and love. I will see you guys on the next video. Yo, let's